What's up, Duderinos? Welcome back to the Game Addicts Podcast, episode 106. I am this podcast player, Brando. Joining me here today is this podcast player, too, Mike.
Hello.
If this is your first time, this is the podcast where we talk about the modern and retro video games that we play and collect. Today, we are trying out something new. We are live both on Twitch and on Facebook Live, which is not normally what we do. We just normally do Twitch, but we found a way. I got a Streamlabs free money, and I downloaded an app, and we're trying it out to see how it goes. There might be a little bit of a delay from what we say to from what you see. So when you comment, it may take us a little bit to get it. That's what happens when you stream to a couple places at once. So please, if you're watching this on either platform live, feel free to comment along. If we see it, we will comment back if we can. And, of course, if we don't see the comment right away, we'll try and get to it by the end of the show. With that being said, the podcast also comes out every single Thursday on podcast services around the globe, including all your favorites. Please go check us out on all of those. With that being said, all that stuff is done. All that, the house cleaning, all that stuff's out of the way.
Yeah. So what we got in store today?
So
me and my crazy hair.
Yeah, you do have some crazy hair today.
I know. I'm trying to grow it out a little longer than normal. I've never had it this long before.
Never
has it been this long. Like, this is pretty long.
Well, the funny thing is that today you were in front of me, like one station ahead of me, and I thought it was Raymond.
Are you saying that I'm the ancient one?
You about look like the ancient one, and then I heard you talk and went, wait. Oh, crap. Your hair was just so wild like his usually is.
I know.
That it just kind of threw me off.
It's new for me, so it's getting used to actually having to do something with it in the morning.
Yeah.
And the fact that I need to have a nice trim. But, hey, you know what? What my plan is to get it up like Goku's hair. And then I'm going to do it, like, style it up in the black hair. And then just walk around like that and see how many people catch on. So,
like, I remember when, like, I had really long hair at one point. I want to say the longest I ever had my hair, like, when it was wet, because my hair tends to do this thing where it just kind of, like, it grows out, but it's, like, it's a lot of hair that curls. So when it was wet, it was, like, touching my shoulders. And
I feel like I'll have the same kind of hair.
I want to say that was, like, 2007, 2008. I remember.
I hope that was you.
What?
It touched me.
Yeah, I moved my foot.
Okay. I was a little afraid. I was like, I don't see an animal.
You were an animal.
I mean, yeah, look.
I know. But anyway, so, like, both me and Silent Rob grew our hair out really long. And Silent Rob actually, like, did the whole thing where he, like, he took the top and he, like, shaved the rest of it all the way around.
Wow.
It looked so ridiculous, and he, like, mohawked it and did all this stuff. And then what we tried to convince him to do is to do it again, to grow his hair out that long again.
Yeah.
And to do the reverse, to, like, take that same spot that he, like, tied up to cut around.
Yeah.
And to cut all of that off, like, and look like Hulk Hogan. He said he would do it, and then he never did.
He's going to have to grow it all out and do it again.
Well, I mean, to be fair, both he and I no longer have the hairline that we used to.
Truth.
So, yeah, I want to say I cut mine then, and that it's never been that long. It's been close. Up on, like, throughout the years, I remember some people saying, like, the first time they see me, I had longer hair. Like, I was wearing a hat at work, and, like, the hair was kind of bushy out. I looked kind of like this wild rocker kid, and then, like, all of a sudden they see me with short hair all the time, and they're like, "You look weird." I'm like, "That's how I always am." I don't know.
See our guest today. Oh, he's laying down.
Padfoot. It's good old Padfoot, our podcast mascot.
Yes.
On the episode that never aired, he was on that episode more than any, and he was like,
He licked the mic.
I wonder how that would have sounded with how the episode sounded.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, once again, we had a little bit of snafu with the audio on that episode, which I'm going to check the audio now. So please bear with me while I turn up our stream. And there it is. We sound just fine. So, again, we sounded like Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, your little noises crack me up more than anything. 'Cause you're like, because you would go, huh? But then, it just, the pitch is, 2 steps lower or something.
Right.
It's so weird. But, we got some stuff to talk about today.
We do.
Notably, first up on the
docket.
On the docket for today, we're going to be talking about nothing. Because
nothing showed up.
Yeah, because nothing's showing up. Come on now. There it is. There it is. Got it.
Is that the picture, though?
PlayStation Classic.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, PlayStation Classic. PlayStation Classic came out this week. Came out Monday of all days. Monday. It's out
kind of
now.
An odd day, but
Yeah, it's odd day. It's out now for $100. Padfoot.
I stopped petting him.
Padfoot, you can't have a PlayStation Classic.
No,
you can't have a PlayStation Classic.
Hey, I love you.
You can't have a PlayStation Classic. Number one, it's not very good.
I wonder how that sounds. Hey, come here. Come here. I like the way, look, he goes around the court.
Yep.
He won't step on him.
Yeah, that's good.
We got him trained.
We have got him trained pretty well. So PlayStation Classic is out, and it is a bit of a letdown as far as game selection goes. So people are pretty disappointed in the long run about the whole thing, right? So apparently on the day one, people found out how to access the emulator settings using a keyboard. And somebody found somebody data mined it and was able to find out rejected games or games that never made it on. The games they were thinking of are probably games that they ran on the emulator to see how it would do before they finalized it. Whether they're looking at games, probably a lot to do with licensing, and finalizing the list. And well, you ready to hear some of these?
Yeah,
These
I'm
are
ready to be
30 games,
disappointed.
30 games that did not make the PlayStation Classic.
I like the way you're hiding it.
I'm hiding the screen because I want.
Because I haven't seen it yet, so that's.
Yeah, data miners managed to dig up all this information, and we got 20 games on it. And the article here from comicbook.com, owned by our good friends over at GameSpot, says this is probably going to make some folks pretty angry because quite a few of these games are actually good selections.
Oh no.
So, the first one, Chocobo's Mysterious Dungeon. Colin McRae Rally.
I can see that one.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, that's anger.
Crash 2.
Crash Team Racing.
Toy Story 2.
I enjoyed that game.
Driver.
Okay.
Air Guys. So the square fighting game.
Yeah.
Fighting Force.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo.
How does that not make it?
GTA 2. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Kagero.
I don't know what that is.
Klonoa.
Really?
Klonoa is, of course, it was an original PlayStation game, and it's actually a little expensive. It's like a 2.5 platformer. Kula World. Roll away.
Yeah.
Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. Medal of Honor, the original.
That one I can
Medieval. Mega Man Legends.
That would have been a fantastic selection.
Paka Paka Passion. Mr. Driller G?
Yeah.
I don't know. Here you go. Parappa the Rapper. Parasite Eve, which Japan got. Japan got that on the PlayStation Classic. Race Storm, the original Ridge Racer.
The original, the one that they nixed later on.
No, the one that came out.
Okay, because there's the big box, the original box that is very sought after as a collectible, and then there's the second production.
It's probably
second production.
Anyway, because Ridge Racer 4 is on there, I think. Silent Hill, Spec Ops Stealth Patrol, Street Fighter Alpha 3.
That'd have been a good one to put on there.
Street Fighter EX Plus Alpha, Suikoden, Tomb Raider 2, Tomba, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Why didn't these make it?
Vagrant Story.
I don't know that one.
That's a Square RPG.
I didn't play that one, so I don't know.
Wild Arms 2 and Xevious 3D, which is a shooter. Now, some of these games are probably pretty difficult to get on here. Your Tony Hawk, your Harry Potter, stuff like that. That's obviously licensing stuff. And,
right.
But I mean, Tony
Gran Turismo?
Well, they own it. Sony owns it.
Why isn't it there?
Sony owns that, and they own Parappa the Rapper. And,
yeah.
They own Medieval, and they just announced a Medieval kind of remake, didn't they?
Yes.
Not too long ago.
I love the Medieval.
There is no
games.
Gran Turismo.
None.
Of course, Namco, they own Ridge Racer, Klonoa, and of course, there's no Tomba. Tomba was an interesting little game.
It was. It was a fun game. Been interesting.
So the article continues. For those hackers wondering, maybe I can unlock these games on here, there's no guarantee that the source code is embedded in the system. Though their files were found with the data mining, there's no evidence indicating the games are buried within the system. Still, you can bet that some folks will try to get them on there come hell or high water. You know, the thing is that the original PlayStation the original PlayStation has a hell of a library.
Yes.
Like and as just this list of games, and there's a few games that we didn't know, and then there's a few that are like sequels, like your different Crashes, your different Tomb Raiders. The thing is, folks, that no list that they compile is going to make everybody happy. But there's also some games they decided to put on there or were able to put on, because that's another thing. You got to think about what they were able to do. One reason why I think we didn't get the new Crash Bandicoot is because they just Activision just put out the remastered Crash games.
Yeah.
Not that long ago. And then same with Spyro. That just came out. And
so when I'm looking,
what are you confused about?
Feature 20 of the best games. Okay, so I'm looking at the games that are on the system.
Yeah.
Okay. Siphon Filter is on the system.
Yes.
Okay.
Siphon Filter is owned by Sony.
Right. But there are games that I would definitely swap that out for. Now, I can get Rainbow Six.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I personally don't want it there. But I understand it.
But think about what that game was back then.
Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo.
Again, they were trying to probably.
It's basically like Zelda, not Zelda, Tetris.
Yeah.
And Dr. Mario mixed.
They were trying to. They were trying to get a good mix of genres. That's another thing. The big difference here is that the two Nintendo classics that are out that have really caught fire, right? Those ones are a hell of a lot more popular because, first off, how much better are the Nintendo exclusives for that time? And then all you had to do is sprinkle in, Final Fantasy 3. Oh, a little bit of this over here, Street Fighter. Oh, a little bit of this over here. And then the next thing you know, because think about the Super Nintendo, Super Mario World, Zelda, Star Fox 2.
Okay, yeah, but not saying that Wild Arms is a bad game. Legend of the Dragoon should be on this system.
I agree.
I
agree.
Somewhere, I get that you have one.
I would put Wild
two.
Arms 2 before I put Wild Arms 1, but
You've got 3 RPGs. You've got the Persona.
yeah,
and
which
you've
I would
got
put Persona 2 before the first one.
right.
That's my
You've got
opinion.
Final Fantasy 7,
yeah.
obviously. I mean, that's I'm sorry, you have to have that game on there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I mean, that's your big RPGs with Wild Arms, obviously. But in a personal note, Legend of the Dragoon, there's no reason that game shouldn't be on here.
I agree.
I mean, I get you're wanting to mix it up. You have one racing. There is one racing game on here. Well, technically 2. If you say Twisted Metal, it's kind of a combat
That's
arena.
a combat. No, it's not racing.
So, but Twisted Metal has to be on here as well.
Sure.
Tekken.
Again, I would have put Twisted Metal 2 before Twisted Metal 1.
Right. But Tekken 3, I'm sorry, that has to be on here.
Sure, absolutely.
Tekken 3 was massive in that time.
Oh yeah, no.
But
There's no
a lot
argument.
of them, I mean, like Ridge Racer Type 4, that's another racing game. I'm sorry, I missed that. That's a good racing game. Should not be on there. Why? Gran Turismo 2. Those two, no reason why. You own the product. It is a better game than Ridge 4. Sorry, it is. No. Why are we not on here? Like Demolition Derby, no. Gran Turismo.
Destruction Derby.
Destruction Derby, yeah. That should have been replaced with a Gran Turismo game. And then the Battle Arena, Toshinden. I get that one on there.
It's
because
another fighter.
It's another fighter
well,
because
and
you
it
don't
was
want to overbalance
It was one of the bigger fighter early on. I mean,
yeah, early.
you have to think of the life of the original PlayStation, and the amount of big games they had and the amount of styles. Because I mean, that game was a big trendsetter before Tekken became huge. Because Tekken really didn't become huge until like Tekken 2.
Tekken 2 and then Tekken 3 really.
Yeah, boom. Yeah, I mean, and Tekken 2 in the arcade was.
And I'm sorry, Cool Borders 2. I would have went with 3. But that's tomatoes there on that one. They're both fairly similar, but I like 3. I do really enjoy the Grand Theft Auto. Yes, that has to be there. And Intelligent Cube. That's kind of the last one of the later games. Intelligent Cube.
Intelligent Cube. I don't know when it came out, but it's also not available in any other place other than physical disc than on this.
That makes sense.
What I will say. Okay, so this is $100. The PlayStation Classic is $100. If you are a die-hard collector, I would recommend that you get it.
Oh, yeah.
If you are like, I want to revisit the PlayStation and the glory days of the PlayStation, here's what I'm going to suggest that you do. You take that $100 that you were going to spend on this. You ready for this?
I know what you're going to say.
You go buy a PS3. Go buy yourself a PS3.
Yep.
You can get the newest Slims, the brand new, like the last ones that they ever put out, the little slide tops. Because here's what that is, okay? That's probably going to run you $80 to $100.
Yeah.
Okay. Not only do you get the full library of the PS3, if you care, but then you get most of the library of the original PlayStation. There's going to be a few compatibility issues,
but not those ones that are really crucial.
They patched a lot of them. And the thing is that the PlayStation Collecting right now, you can go out, you can download those games. You can go on. They have flash sales all the time on the PSN. And a lot of these games that are like your Final Fantasies, your Resident Evils, your Metal Gears, Klonoa. I got Klonoa for $2.50 on sale. It's normally like $5 or $10. You're never going to pay more than $10 for a PlayStation Classic on a download. But I will say this. Some of those games play better on physical disc. We don't know why. I watched a whole video on it, and they're like, nope. The downloaded versions play worse than the physical disc versions some of the time. It's weird. It is weird. It is a by title basis. But if you go to your local used stop.
What's this?
The used game store. You can buy them online from GameStop, but if you go to like a local place, like a Game Exchange or a Disc Replay or whatever you have in your local area, original PlayStation Collecting right now is pretty cheap for the most part.
Depending on what you're looking for. Now, there are games, like medieval games are still pretty pricey, $20.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're looking at $20, you're probably, for Final Fantasies, you're going to be paying anywhere between $10 and $20. Metal Gear. I've got Metal Gear. I've seen it there for $2 as cheap as that. Resident Evils go anywhere between $5
to 10.
To 10 to maybe 15, depending on what the version you're looking for. If you want the original big box Resident Evil, that's a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
But you can own the games, and then you can take them back in, trade them back in. I really feel that the PlayStation Classic missed the ball a little bit here because it's got some great games on it. It's got some games that
really
deserve and need to be there. But it's also a bit lacking. It's not worth $100 to me.
No.
I have a cheaper method because all those PlayStation Classics I was saying, if you wanted to download them, guess what? If you had a PS3, you can also play those exact same ones on a PlayStation Vita.
Yep, and
Take
that's
'em with you.
actually how I played 7. I skipped 8 because I really don't like Final Fantasy 8.
You know,
it's just a personal
One
thing.
of these days,
I'll play it.
One of these days, I'm actually going to stream it because everybody's loving 7 and 9, and 8's getting left out of all this re-release. And I'm like, you know what? It's not my favorite, but in some cases it is, and I want to show that game some love and really like review it in a way that's gonna. I'm gonna point out its negatives. It does have some negatives for sure, but I definitely want to highlight its positives.
But and 9 and Dragoon.
Yeah,
Legend of Dragoon. Those games are phenomenal. Legend of Dragoon isn't as hard as I remember it, but I'm not to the point of getting the evolution dragons, like the big dragons. Yeah, you get it. But
it itched.
But
it itched. It wouldn't go away.
It's just
It's
so
almost as messed up as yours.
almost. You don't have.
I
as
got a
much as
weird
I do.
shaped head.
To each his own. But
To each his own.
I don't think it's weird. But I also see you like all day.
Yeah, all day, every day.
Every day. So
Yep.
it is what it is. But I don't know. I think they kind of dropped the ball a little bit. I really wish that they would have put some better games on here. Destruction Derby. How many people really want that?
I bought the game to have in my collection, and I gotta say I was a little disappointed with it.
It's not great.
No, no, it is not. I still think that not having not having Gran Turismo 2, because I think in some cases it depends on whether or not you're gonna release a version 2. Like, are you gonna release PlayStation Classic V2 and then have other games on it? Me personally, I would just skip that.
Better version. Don't call it V2. Just give me a better version and get rid of these games that nobody really likes. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
The thing is the PlayStation library, in that era of gaming, anybody and everybody can make a game. It was cheap. It was easy-ish.
Yeah.
You had games that were just flying everywhere. It was hard to keep up. But there was sometimes you'd look at a game and be like, that looks interesting. You pick it up. It's phenomenal. You don't know who the company, never heard of them. But that's not the case anymore. You
Right.
can't build a cheap game like that for a PS4. Now, when I mean build a cheap game, obviously there are people out there building games all the time. Physical media that is on par with an A or AAA title. Somewhere in those lines.
I do apologize for yawning. It's been a long day.
I'm going to yawn because you yawned.
No, good. Go for it.
That's how I am.
All right. So up next, we got we're gonna switch topics here because I've kind of said all I gotta say
Yeah.
on that. Up next, we have some Fallout 76 update. So last week,
update or just a update? Because they're putting out an update.
Well, they did put out an update. I mean, we talked about that last week. We really buried them a little bit last week, and it's pretty well deserved, in my opinion. Bethesda. So, to catch everybody up on the saga, which if you've been paying attention across social media and on YouTube, you probably know what I'm going to talk about. So, Bethesda really messed up. I said last week that people were claiming false advertising over the bag, and then
And I was kind of like, I'm not caring too much, but I bought it before really anything was released other than the picture with the canvas bag. Now, looking at the canvas bag, I want my canvas bag.
So, yeah, all right. So, like they originally announced that they were going to be releasing a bag, a canvas bag, and then what people ended up getting was a pretty cheap nylon bag for what has been described as a high-quality trash bag.
Yep.
And they weren't told it was being changed. People were upset.
I believe that if they would have said, hey, guys, we can't do this canvas bag, we're going to have to do a nylon bag. Like I said, personally, that's not what I focused on. I focused on the helmet. Like, that's what mattered to me. Obviously, whenever we did our unboxing, I was like, yeah, the helmet, cool bag. Threw it off to the side. Like, yeah, whatever,
well,
I don't care.
The thing is that I honestly don't think a lot of people caught it. Like that they even did a little switcheroo.
I didn't, obviously.
Because I saw another unboxing with a fellow that got his for free.
I got mine, luckily. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all credit to you.
But, yeah, you're welcome. But be that as it may, he's like, oh, got a bag. And then it was like later people were like, hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's not it. That's not the bag guy.
What in the world? And so, yeah, people were upset. So the people reached out to Bethesda. And they were like, hey, you advertised a canvas bag, and we got this nylon bag. And they're like, yeah, well, we ran out of parts. We ran out of stuff, and we couldn't do it. It was too expensive. Their support team kept giving them different answers, and they were like, yeah, we're not doing anything about it. People got even madder. They're like,
well, when you say, yeah, we're not going to do anything about it, usually people are like,
well,
oh,
so
yeah?
So then they posted up on the official Fallout Twitter page. All right, guys, we understand and respect. Yeah, you guys are upset about this. So what we're going to do is anybody who ordered or got the collector's edition, we're going to give you guys 500 atoms, which is the equivalent of $5 to spend on the in-game store. Please submit your requests and redeem here. People got even madder because they're like, hold on. So we're coming to you and saying that we felt like we paid $200 for a product, and we got a little bit gypped on that product due to you changing the make of said product without informing us. We paid $200 for this.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah. And they're like, that is messed up. And then people started pointing out or finding out that people who got invited to come play the game early, pressers, YouTubers, what are called influencers now?
Huh. Yeah.
When you go out and you get invited to these events, you get swag, you get T-shirts, you get laminates, you get some posters, you get some statues. You know that they like at E3 they bring stuff. Hey, here's a Red Dead shirt. Red Dead. Rockstar sent out boxes to influencers or to people online. Say, hey, here's a box. It's got T-shirt, got something else in it, and got something else. Hype it up,
Right.
Anymore.
I mean, that's a brilliant tactic.
Some people got some free stuff, and that's cool.
We got some
people
free
who went out
stuff.
and got invited to play Fallout 76 got a Fallout 76 backpack.
Yeah.
Did you see the backpack?
I have not. Let me look.
I'm looking it up so you can see it.
Well, I can't really see it on your screen, so I'll just look it up on mine.
Here it is. I got it.
Fine.
See? I'm faster than you. That's the backpack that they got for free.
I mean, it's not great.
Well, it's better than a nylon bag.
It is.
So, yeah, they got that for free. And it had stuff in it,
Right, but
meanwhile, that bag is what was sent out to paying customers.
yeah.
Meanwhile, what they were promised was this.
See, that is better.
But I mean,
that's good, and it's full of swag and stuff. So that's awesome.
But I mean, the fact is that they made this for their influencers. This backpack, which is cool. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have got it. What I'm saying is they should have treated their hardcore player base who are paying $200
equivalently.
They should have treated them like to what it was originally promised. And
go up. That looks cool. What is that?
That's on Amazon.
That's cool. How much is it?
$72.
Too much.
Hey, you asked.
I know, but if it was in a good range, I'd have been like, save.
I guess it's not in a good range for you.
No. A little expensive. Anywho.
Anyway, so yeah, Bethesda they reached out and said, yes, we are going to be sending you guys your bags like you want, and go redeem it. Just like, like I said before, you got to go in with a proof of purchase. All you got to do is do a screenshot of your digital receipt.
Yeah.
So that's all you got to provide.
Which I'll let.
And then if you need help with it, just contact them and they'll help you through it.
I'll let my wifey do it. But she's better at that stuff than I am.
But that way you guys can get your bags. Please go get your bags. You guys are owed them. I'm not affected by this, but and there's a lot of people who aren't. There are a lot of people who are Bethesda fans who are just in awe of the overall faux pas that is this game launch and everything that is associated with it. I said, and I am not trying to say I am right. I am not saying that. All I said when this game was announced was, it's not really barking up my tree. However, if it's that good, I will pick it up. There's a great chance I will never buy this game, even for a collector's purpose. And
I understand.
So
being the guy that I am, and I enjoy the game. I do. I enjoy the gameplay, but my biggest thing is it does not run smoothly at all.
Well, you have been doing nothing but complaining about the game for the last couple of days.
Yeah, I mean, did I say on the thing about the nuke sites? I bet I did. Okay,
you're not here.
Couple days ago.
Hi, Tyler.
Hi, Tyler. I miss you. Anywho, I've been playing, and I finally got on a site where they actually was launching a nuke. And I'm like, yes. So I get all geared up, ready to go. Got in a big old snafu with a bunch of scorch beasts. But anywho, I get there. I'm running through. I'm killing stuff. Having a good old time. Soloing it. And then gone. I'm kicked from the server. No reason why. Froze up on me. Cool. That sucks. But all right. I get in another match. Everything's gone that I've earned in the past 30 to 40 minutes in this nuke site, and I am pissed. So, I go back. They wipe my camp. My camp's completely wiped. So, I got pissed about that. I get in another site with a nuke. I'm in there playing with a bunch of people. I am trying to loot bodies. There is basically an entire server in this nuke site. And normally bodies are individually. So you get your loot, I get my loot. So we're killing legends. We're just blowing through these guys, right? I am unable to loot anything in the area. It was everybody's loot was shared. So basically people were just blowing through, and they had one guy following behind him, and he'd run in after they killed it, take everything, and move to the next one. Well, the server couldn't keep up, so I'm running there. I'm like, ooh, pull it up. Everything's gone. Kicks me from the server again. Second time. And then it happened again. For a third time, and I finally just gave up. But that's ridiculous. I should be able to walk into a nuke site. These servers are only holding 32 people. You're not holding hundreds or thousands of people like a World of Warcraft server. Why are we having this many issues? I understand if the server connection is shoddy, but that's 3 different servers with the exact same issue. Come on. Get your shit cleaned up.
So,
yeah,
while you were going on your tirade, Bethesda announced helmets for Habitat, where they were auctioning off custom power armor helmets.
That's pretty neat.
You want to see my favorite one?
Yeah. Oh, the Nuka-Cola one.
And it's
got the beer koozie on top.
It's got the little cans up here with the little straws coming up.
That's
the helmet.
Freaking awesome. Dude, I would love to have that.
Mixed media on plastic helmet.
I wonder, how does this work?
You had to bid on it.
You had to bid on it? Yeah, I don't have enough money for that. There are way bigger
Oh.
fans out there than I am, and that's
I mean, it
freaking.
looks
That's
really
the best
cool.
looking one.
Well, I mean, hold on.
Oh,
Nope,
what'd you do?
nope.
No thanks.
I actually have to go back here. So they had a couple other ones that I thought were pretty cool, like this one.
The Skyrim. It's pretty neat.
It's got the horns on it.
Oh, that's more of a Deathclaw horn. Yeah.
What in the world? Let's look at that one. What else we got? You got some pretty funkadelic looking ones.
Do they have a Vim one?
I don't know.
I
haven't
like
looked at them all.
I like the look of the Vim.
This one says it's called Ewok. Or maybe that's the person who designed it. 'Cause there's a couple of other ones. Got one that looks like it's got moss and stuff growing on it.
Yeah, those are cool.
Gosh, there's
They're a
of them.
lot. Oh, that's cool. It's one that's like decayed and it's got a
Skull in it.
skull in it.
It's a statue or like a little thing. And it's got like the pirate armor. It's got like a big. It looks like it's been like blown away and rotted out, but it's got like a skull in it.
And you notice it's not a human skull.
No. Well,
I mean, that's not.
It's not.
That has canine. Yeah.
it's different, but
That's freaking awesome looking. All the Ewoks.
anyway, thought that was kind of cool. They got that is on paddle8.com.
And they're all closed.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. All the bidding was on November 14th. I didn't even know about it.
I didn't either. But that's really cool. Some of
Benefit
those helmets.
auction and support for Habitat for Humanity.
I wonder if they'll list how much each helmet went for.
I don't know.
Because
Maybe.
if one of them's like $150 that I would want, which there's no way the Nuka-Cola one went for $150.
No.
That one probably went for the most. That and the helmet or the skull. Anyways,
Yeah, so like, I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but Fallout 76 was available for $35 on Black Friday.
yeah, that's
To-
not good. To be coming out and then instantly drop your price on Black Friday
Well,
that much.
to me, it tells me that you don't think your game is worth $60. And that's pretty bad to me because number one, even you've said that the final product of Fallout 76 doesn't run as well as the beta did, which is an older build of the game. And there are bugs that are in this game that were in Fallout 4.
Yep.
In Fallout 4.
Disappointed. Why have we not tweaked this engine? I get having issues, but you've literally just taken a carbon copy of 4, expanded the map, took out all the NPCs,
Yes.
and this is the crap game we got.
Fun.
Unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I hope that they I believe that they'll do something about it eventually. This patch is supposed to help. I haven't looked at the patch notes yet.
How big was your first patch?
First patch was like 64
gigs.
Yeah.
What did it do?
Made it worse? That's what I noticed.
I mean, how big has this game got to be before it's runnable? Playable?
The thing is it's not like Ultra 4K. It's not Red Dead. It might be as big as I don't think it's as big as Red Dead at all. I mean, the map's big, and
So Red Dead Online launched in a beta, and it's a little glitchy, and its economy's not very good. It's almost set up to be like a microtransaction economy. It's not good. Of course, we gamers. I'm not a big microtransaction guy, and of course, it's pretty much if you want to buy stuff with gold, it's going to be a huge grind fest. In fact, there was one thing that somebody mentioned that it would take upwards up to 8 hours to get one piece of gold, and that there were
gold bar, right?
Gold bar, yes. Yeah. And that there was a horse and essentially it was going to take you over 300 hours of grinding
to
be able to afford that horse. So hopefully there's issues, and they fix those issues. But this is a beta. Fallout 76 never had an official beta.
It had early access.
It had early access for people to come in and try and stress test the servers.
And it was only a stress test. So these bugs that we're seeing now, I never saw in the game in the stress test. So where'd they come from?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It angers me. I know that they're working on it, but I know that they're not going to change the game to make it that much better.
No,
You're not going to get. They're not going to go here. You guys went NPCs, and they're not just magically going to appear.
That's not going to happen.
No.
And I'm not even saying that they should. I'm just saying that the game needs to be playable. They need to go in and they need to fix all these things that are wrong with it. Fix the issues that people are having with the online mode on top of the regular Bethesda stuff that they're having problems with. What I mean by that is the games that, or every Bethesda game that you buy comes out with a myriad of glitches that is going to need patched. So you need to fix those, fix the online mode, and maybe release some expansions that are going to be able to, like, free expansions.
Yeah, at this point you don't have a choice.
I think they need to be free, or at least make it to the point of where if you're going to charge for it, you better be making sure that that people are going to be able to want to do this. But
yeah,
if people want a little bit more story interaction, include that. But to be honest with you, I think, and I don't know if I said this on air last week, because you have a couple of different games that have seemingly been revived.
Yes.
Over the course of time, No Man's Sky, Rainbow Six Siege. They've kind of been redeemed. Not the fact that Rainbow Six Siege was awful, but it has almost had a second coming. And No Man's Sky was not what they promised when it got released. Had a very similar reaction. People were very disappointed. And then now it's much more, and now people are kind of praising it. They're like, "Wow, this is awesome."
This is awesome, but it's 2 years short.
Yeah, it's 2 years, but they did it.
They did, but they stuck to their guns and they finished it, and I applaud them for that.
And they came out with a pretty big update thing here recently. And I mean, look at a year ago. 1 year ago, we had the Star Wars Battlefront 2 fiasco. Was that a year ago or 2 years ago?
Maybe a year and a half.
It was a year. Maybe it was a year ago. I think it was a year ago because they're coming out with Battlefield this year.
Yeah.
So and they've been trying to flip flop those, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, a year ago you had the whole fiasco with the microtransactions, loot boxes, with the whole Battlefield or Battlefront 2, and that game was super cheap.
And it looks
This now
awesome. I would want to play it so bad, but
I've heard the story mode is really good.
I don't want to freaking pay to play. Like, I like the online. It was all right, but as I did the beta, I lasted like 2 days, and I'm like, yeah, same thing. It's over and over again, but we only had access to maps.
Yeah.
And it's like, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
But I am happy at least. Bethesda are doing right, and they're going to produce the bags that they originally announced. And they're going to ship them to everybody who fills out that form. Everybody who bought that, fill it out. Please.
So, what I like to say is what I told you today. I'm going to go into depth. Have you noticed 2 major single-player experienced studios have made multiplayer games? Bethesda, who's never been known to make a multiplayer game.
Mm-hmm.
BioWare.
Yeah.
These are basically, if you would ask anybody, well, about 2 months ago, who's your leading guys in your single play? It's BioWare and Bethesda.
They're the 2 biggest
American
companies for sure.
On single player RPGs, for sure. Now they're producing multiplayer. Hey, at least he's climbing on you and not me.
He stuck his tongue right.
Hey, come here.
What are you doing?
Hey, come on. Come on. Come here, meat. But that's just
Got all
something
my dog meat again.
that just is something that I've noticed.
Well, yeah.
We don't know what Anthem is really going to be like because they keep showing gameplay and
Easy, dog.
That's water in a computer.
Now, is that a squeeze bottle? Or would it just fall out?
It's squeeze bottle.
Okay, good. Now, you were watching a video about, was that Starfield? I was trying to get
It was about a Bethesda. It was just about a Bethesda in general. And it was a post that supposedly a Bethesda leaker posted out. Yeah, quote unquote. That the company was crap. This guy is garbage. He's a money-hungry guy and blah, blah, blah. Threatened management and all this stuff. Well, this guy reached out to some people there. And all three people said, hey, this is not true. Gave a description. Like, the thing is that Starfield has been redone from the ground up. Story mode twice. They wanted space combat, which the reason why I don't believe that at all is that in the original announcement, they said there will be no space anything in the game. You're on a planet.
Well, they really haven't even made any sort of statement about it at
But
all.
what the
original leak.
The original, well, not the original leak. The original posting from Bethesda stated this. You know, they showed the Starfield thing, the little snippet like they did with Elder Scrolls 6. But they made official comments stating what it was going to have in it before the announcement. So all that stuff was known.
Well, okay. What you're talking about wasn't an official statement. It was a leaked statement.
From somebody large in the company.
Potentially. I'm taking that as a grain of salt.
But it basically was they were just completely destroying Bethesda in this.
Yeah.
These guys said it's not true. Blades is going well. It needs work, but it's going well. Starfield
all of their games need work.
Yeah. Starfield is a little rough. Nothing on Elder Scrolls 6. And that the company is hurt. You know, they have 800,000 players on Fallout 76. So it is a failure, but it's not horrible. That's what they said. That's what these people said.
Well, I bet they were thinking that was going to be a lot more than that.
Well, of course. I mean, but that's what it said. Now, I don't believe the statements at all. I know that Bethesda's probably working hard. I know that Todd Howard is definitely really working hard to get this rectified. I mean, they don't want to lose their fan base. That's everything. Yeah. So I just hope that they really work out these glitches. And like you said, this engine, I mean, this is a Skyrim engine, right? Or is it the Fallout 4 was a whole new engine?
No Skyrim engine.
Okay, so you're on the Skyrim engine.
It's almost 10 years old.
It's almost 10 years old, and you still have bugs from Skyrim in it.
Yeah.
I mean, have you worked on this at all?
Yeah, I mean, I bet they have.
But obviously, I feel like the Skyrim engine ran better on Skyrim than it does on Fallout 4, or definitely Fallout 76. Fallout 76 looks like it took about 5 steps in reverse.
Oh, absolutely.
But
what are you doing?
Fallout 4, it has its glitches and stuff, and usually Bethesda games, as large as they are and as how much detail they are, and the little small details and things that you can basically almost move and pick up everything in the game.
Yeah.
I get it. I get those little glitches, but you've had this much 10 years of this same engine. Why haven't we fixed some of these problems?
Yeah.
I mean, are we talking that you should be working on a new engine?
No, I completely agree with you.
Especially with Elder Scrolls 6 announced, whether I'm sure that's just in, writing. If they're still working on Starfield as much as they say. But, it is what it is. We can only hope that the next game released by Bethesda is significantly better and that they really work hard to fix 76. I assume it's only a small team to manage it right now.
They're probably working pretty diligently to try and improve perception of it. I mean, I would say that it's not a small team. I would say there's probably a moderate team.
Well, here's the thing. I'm saying is that when with 76 release, they were going to have a small team that managed it. At this point, they don't have a small team anymore because they're trying to fix these problems.
Yeah.
So usually, like when I small team, I'm saying like maybe 50, 40 people. I don't know how many people Bethesda have, but a good.
It's a I'm pretty sure if they had a small loan of $1 million, they would do better.
Right.
So up next, we got some rumors. You were talking about BioWare.
Yes.
And BioWare is involved with the rumors for the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Game Awards are tomorrow as we record this, or today if you're listening to this and day release on podcast services. So what's BioWare got to say? Is it about Anthem? No.
It's going to be about Dragon Age.
So rumor is Dragon Age 4 will be announced at Game Awards. So essentially, they're saying that, it's going to be announced, but you're not going to be getting it for a while. A new report from GamesBeat suggests that this Thursday's broadcast for the Game Awards will be home for a new Dragon Age announcement, and not a spin-off, but rather than the long-awaited Dragon Age 4. That said, it's still going to be a while before it releases. Duh.
Right.
BioWare chief Casey Hudson recently wrote up a new entry on the BioWare blog page. If you've been following these blogs or myself and Mark Dara on Twitter, you'll know that we're also working on some secret Dragon Age stuff. Dragon Age is an incredibly important franchise in our studio. We're excited to continue its legacy. Look for more on this in the coming month.
Which would window.
Now, considering the Game Awards is going to be getting a lot of attention from both the media and the gaming industry as a whole, seems like the ideal place for a Dragon Age 4 reveal. But GamesBeat notes that even if we do get that announcement, it seems extremely likely that at this point it's going to be a while. Dragon Age 4, whatever name it'll carry, is at least 3 years away. According to the sources familiar with the studio, that timeline could change, but that is the current expectation at EA. BioWare and EA have not even settled on a name for the new Dragon Age, although that is something that they could decide upon in preparation for the reveal at the Game Awards. Grubb also made note that the game has spent more than a year in limbo around EA, indicating that BioWare is finishing up its efforts on Anthem before it even jumps back into development for that. There's been talk about Dragon Age spinoff for some time. It appears to be the first news about a genuine sequel to the series. How it will proceed without series writer Mike Laidlaw, however, remains to be seen. True. So we've got a lot more rumors.
I love rumors.
A lot more rumors. There was supposedly, this is the original story. Basically,
are you sticking to it?
Yeah, well, this is the original story. There's been a couple updates, and I'm going to add on to this afterwards.
Okay.
With the original story here saying that with the success of Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, we're looking at a possible Crash Team Racing. And Crash Team Racing is, in my opinion, the second best kart racer. Like, if you're not going to play Mario Kart,
you're playing
CTR's like this game was awesome. Completely. So this tweet got put out there. Somebody got this in the mail. Fuzzy Dice sliding into the Game Awards on December 6th from Anonymous. It's not official. Activision hasn't said a word about the game, but remember they were this coy when it came to Spyro Reunited as well. Before it was finally confirmed earlier this year, and that came out just last month.
Right.
So they could just be like, low keying it here. Not to mention that pretty much this game would come out across the board for PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Right.
And it would be a pretty good thing to hopefully compete with Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 could be a hard thing to live up to.
Yeah.
Now,
well, if it's not like a new entry, is it a new entry? Or are they just saying we're going to redo Crash?
Now,
Team Racing.
Update. There's an update to this. Our good friends over at PlayStation Lifestyle have pointed out that each of the sides only have a certain number of dots on them of the dice. Pointing out a possible release date, and it's showing as June 21st, which is close to when Crash Insane Trilogy originally came out for the PS4. And then update 2, leave it to Twitter to find an interesting connection that pairs together Crash and Orange Dice. So we're going to play this video really quick. Oh.
Huh.
In the original commercial for Crash Team Racing,
He had
Crash was in a store, and he was like, he picked up Paradise. So we could be seeing, and I absolutely love Crash Team Racing. So I'm pretty excited for it. It's a capitalizing
reboot. Okay,
yeah.
so it could be a reboot.
It could be a reboot. It could be a remaster. We're not too sure.
I'm excited for that.
But one thing we know that won't be there apparently is The Last of Us Part 2. Last of Us Part 2 is one of many games that could have made an appearance for the Game Awards, but the series developer has confirmed that no news about the game will be shared during the awards show. Naughty Dog, creators of The Last of Us, pretty much said that they won't have anything new to share from The Last of Us Part 2. The announcement came just days before the awards show, where an appearance from the game and developer, possibly based on prior teasers. Developers said that despite there being no news to share at the Game Awards, they're still working on being done with the game, with more to be revealed later. Now, one thing that we may be seeing is that's got leaked by Canada, Walmart Canada.
Good old Canada. You know what, Walmart Canada? I like you.
Yeah, we like them, but some gaming developers probably don't. So, Death Stranding release date possibly got revealed to be June 30th. And the rumor is that's going to be happening also at the Game Awards. We're going to be getting a trailer probably and then a release date. Well, no, I'm betting we're still not going to know what the hell is going on with this game yet.
We're going to know less about the game after this trailer.
Of course, one thing that has been rumored is Metroid Prime 4. You've been pretty much chomping at the bit ever since. I want to know
what's going on. Give me a teaser trailer. Something.
Metroid Prime Trilogy listed for Nintendo Switch could be announced at the Game Awards.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. I can play through it all again.
The listing comes from a Swedish game site called Inet, which not only lists the former Wii U release in retail form, but also features rather convincing box art.
I mean, that's
that's
pretty much the exact same as what I got.
As the product listing states, Trilogy is set to include the original Metroid Prime, Prime 2, and Prime 3, all in playable form either on the go or on the dock.
That means, just so everyone understands this will be the only way you can get Metroid Prime 3 Corruption without motion.
Hope so.
That's a big deal because the motions, I personally don't like the motion, but I'm going to play it. If this
is the case, Nintendo could once be pulling off a nice surprise for the fans at the Game Awards. Of course, the company did this with Bayonetta 3 last year, was saying, Bayonetta 3, it's coming out. By the way, first two are now available on the Switch.
That would be awesome. I would be very pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly surprised, indeed.
Surprised, yeah.
Is what I would be. But I know that you're really, excited for that, and as am I. But I mean, I think it's something that really needs to happen because, it's been so long since the third game,
right?
It's been so long even since the entire trilogy came out that you do need to kind of have a refresher if you're going to make a sequel to it.
In actuality, none of these are sequels. All the primes are not quote unquote true sequels. They're kind of just there.
Mm-hmm.
But the only real sequel we have is Other M, and that is a sequel to Super Metroid, which is homage to the first one. Yeah. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. So some pretty cool stuff. Hyping up for the Game Awards. I'm pretty excited myself. Of course, that'll be tomorrow night. I will be watching it.
I will be watching it as well.
Oh, you will be.
As much as I can if I don't have to go through my Harry
Marathon.
Potter. It depends on what time we get done tonight, because I might be able to slip one in.
Well, we're almost done here. We have one more topic to go through, and that is some Xbox news. Not much in this report, but Microsoft may be acquiring even more studios than they've already bought. In 2019, of course, they have been going pretty crazy in buying some developers. They bought Exile Entertainment, Ninja Theory, and Obsidian Entertainment.
Yep.
But also, the rumor is we're going to be seeing a new Obsidian game get announced at the Game Awards.
That'd be nice.
But a Twitter user by the name of Clobril, who's been known in the past to nail down Microsoft news through potential rumors, has noted that the company is still hard at work on adding more companies to its ranks, although no specifics were given. He noted that the company is currently in active talks to acquire both big and small studios alike. Some of them could be big surprises to some fans, just as Ninja Theory and Obsidian were. Per his tweet, Clobril noted, all right, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Microsoft's growth isn't done yet. There's still active talk with multiple studios, both big and small, some of which might surprise you. And it's all early for them, though. 2019 will continue the story.
Good for Microsoft.
Absolutely.
They have realized that they do have the better system, but they are very much lacking in the first party. So what are they doing? They are rectifying this, but also they don't really care about having, well, they do and they don't. They say that we don't care about having the best console out there because everything's going to be cross-platformed, but here we are. They made the X. Now they already announced first, we're making another console.
Yeah.
Guys, they want to.
So the same Twitter user also put this out so that he can say Xbox is in advanced talks a few months in with a mid-sized studio that historically has worked together with PlayStation. No name dropping because of ongoing negotiations for now, but it's interesting nonetheless. Note the word mid-sized means that it obviously wouldn't be like a big AAA studio.
AAA.
I mean, Sony's not going to let some of those get away.
No.
But it could be a smaller, making some of the indie games or.
Here's the thing: do you consider Insomniac a mid or a AAA because they knocked Spider-Man out of the park?
They did. However, Insomniac worked with Xbox as well with Sunset Overdrive.
Yep.
And of course, that's the engine that they use for Spider-Man. But when asked about Insomniac, the person said no. It's not
Right.
Insomniac.
I'm just using them as
and you're right along the thinking with other people, and that's what I thought at first too until I could finish the article. I'm like, and they were throwing some other names out there, some of the people who have made some smaller indie games, or if you go through the whole line, they just said that have historically worked with PlayStation. It doesn't mean that necessarily they're probably like a second tier party or something like that, but still. Good news for Microsoft. I'm excited to see what's coming down the bend for them, for sure.
I'm literally days away from full completion, so I might get on that Xbox Live and get
Forza Horizon 4.
Forza Horizon. We'll see.
Well,
since this is going to be popping up and I'm going to be ready to go, I got other games I want to play.
We'll sure. But I mean, I love me some Forza Horizon 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely digging it. The last thing we have for today, which I'm not going to change the graphic because I forgot to put the graphic up there because I got distracted and busy. And this is just one big thing, or one small thing. Of course, they released some new trailers for Resident Evil 2. We watched them.
Yes, looks
great,
great, guys.
Right at the very beginning of the pre-show. We watched those. Pretty cool. Leon and Claire both had trailers. They're out there on YouTube to watch those. However, the remake is coming out in like a month and a half, almost 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
We now know the install size.
Which, this is crazy, the size of this, comparative to what has been coming out.
A new listing has appeared on the Microsoft Store for the Xbox One version of the game, and according to what it says, Resident Evil 2 is set up to take up just 21.07 gigabytes of hard drive space. Now, that is not a confirmation that the PS4 and PC versions will be the same, but this is surprisingly good news considering that Most games with beautiful visuals like what Resident Evil 2 possesses take up at least 30 gigs, and Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and Red Dead both together take up over 200 gigabytes of hard drive space.
Yeah.
What's more, the listing confirms that Resident Evil 2 is set to be Xbox One X enhanced. While it doesn't specifically say that it supports HDR or not, we're at least going to see 4K support on it.
Which is awesome, and it looks fantastic.
Oh man,
I'm super stoked for it.
I'm super excited as well. And of course, there's also we're supposed to be seeing like a demo, Resident Evil demo.
Yes.
And of course, essentially, Kingdom Hearts 3 went gold. It's officially done. And of course, they launched like several more trailers to announce that. This game has had more trailers than any game I have ever known.
That's what happens when you have like a 9-year production or development cycle.
So the dude that I mentioned, the writer for Dragon Age, from BioWare, Mike Laidlaw joined Assassin's Creed as Odyssey Studio. So he's gonna be working on Assassin's Creed games. Good for them. Another quick tidbit: Capcom working on a mystery game that will surprise fans. They've been doing a lot of things that's been surprising.
And the thing is
Devil
that
May Cry 5, Resident Evil 2,
they have been crossing their T's, dotting their I's, because they've been doing a damn good job at nailing everything down.
I'm pretty excited for what we have in store for us coming up with the Game Awards. Well, of course, next week we're going to be talking all about the Game Awards and who won what and what was the best reveal, all that kind of stuff. And hopefully, our good friend Tyler McLaughlin from over at Podcastrophe will be joining us here live in our studio as we sit back and we talk about that next week.
Yeah,
that is the plan anyway. I haven't discussed logistics with him yet, but we have definitely laid the groundwork to try and make that plan happen and have him come back to the show for the first time in over that will have been more than 10 episodes since last time, but it will have been like about 13 episodes.
It's been too long.
It has been way too long. Tyler, we miss you. Looking forward to see you next week.
I have a new chair that we must break in, Tyler.
You gonna let him sit in it next week?
That'd be more than sitting.
And, of course, we're looking forward to seeing all of you, and so does Patfoot next week right here on the Game Addicts Podcast. Hopefully live on both Twitch and Facebook, maybe YouTube if I get that figured out, depending on, on logistics and all this app thing that we got on the Streamlabs. Dog, will you stop playing with me? I'm trying to do the outro of the show.
Right.
My goodness, dog. Anyway. Of course, we are live each and every single Wednesday. Next week may change. Stay tuned to our social media. I will let you know if, in fact, it does change based on Tyler's schedule. If it needs to, we're going to try and keep it the same day. But if we need to do Tuesday, that's kind of what it is, right? I mean, what's one extra day, right? But we'll let you guys know. But we stream that live. And then, of course, on Thursday, it goes out on podcast services and on YouTube for each and every one of you guys. Of course, you can always check us out on our social medias, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Game Addicts Play. And, of course, on Facebook, we are now doing the show live on this year, like here.
Yes.
Hopefully, it went well. And I will be reviewing that to see. And then, of course, every once in a while we throw up a little bit of extra show on the weekend when we have time. Maybe we'll do one this weekend when we're together. That was the last time we did one is when we were together.
Yes.
So maybe we'll do one where we're hanging out. And, of course, if we're hanging out, come by and talk to us, man. We love to interact with all of you guys. And I do believe I hit all of the notes.
All right.
GameAddictsPodcast.com. Go there. Download the show.
Please.
Until next week, guys, I have been Brando.
And I have been Mike.
And we will see you then. Episode 107 next week. The Game Award reveal. See you then, guys. Have a good one. #GameOn.